Bonsoir, good evening everybody.
Première question.
Hi.
So, good evening, it's great to be back in Paris.
So, could you tell me first, how did you take the decision to release a new album? Because you did a farewell tour, and then you decided to come back in studio the first time for the re-recording, Come Black, and then a new album. So, can we say that it's a new era, new beginning for the band?
We changed our minds. Well, actually, when we decided the farewell tour back in 2010, we thought we had a great album with Sing the Tale, and especially Rudolf and me, thinking we would go out on the road again for 2-3 years around the world, and coming back from that tour, we would definitely be in second half of our 60s, saying how can we keep going this pace, this tempo, with this energy and power, and still deliver a really great show night after night after night, do 100 shows year after year, 20, 30 countries around the world. And so there was a huge question mark up in the air for the two of us. And then we realized during the farewell tour, it's easier to say than to do. And it was so emotional in many ways to see that we had a whole new audience of Scorpions fans out there, and playing in front of 3 generations. So coming towards the end of that tour, the end of 2012 in Munich, we realized we don't split up. We might take the foot off the gas a bit and take it a bit easy, play a few concerts, maybe a nice project, not knowing that only a few weeks later, MTV Unplugged would knock at the door and saying, Scorpions, how about an MTV Unplugged? Normally we should have said, we're sorry, you're too late, we just split up. But nobody would do that, right? So we kept going, we recorded MTV Unplugged, we prepared for that one, and wrote some new songs because we thought it would be nice to make the show more attractive, to also have some new material. And in a way we opened the creative gates at the same time. I know it's a long story, long answer. At the same time, we started already going back to the 80s, being in the studio with our Swedish producers. I think we started 2011, 2012, recording songs from the 80s, calling that project Outtakes as a working title, right? And we knew we had some great material sitting there. And at the time, we were not thinking about making a new record. Our mood was as a bonus album at some point. We did Come Black, yes, with cover version and stuff, but we knew we had a great one sitting there with songs never released, never finished, some working lyrics, and maybe we had to come up with a new chorus or something. So this was like the situation, and we had started already some years back. After MTV Unplugged and after some very successful shows we did in Germany last summer, we went back into the studio, and in the meantime, there were new songs. Everybody had written new songs, and so the end of last year, it was more like a good balance between 80s stuff and also brand new songs. And so this album, Return to Forever, was building up over the last couple of years, not so much in the sense, now we make a new record, so it was building up in between. We played some shows, went back with the Swedish guys, did some recordings, and we were in a comfortable situation the end of last year, having 20 songs, thinking about, so guys, we do a double record now or what? So it was a lucky situation. At the same time, and Rudolf will tell you more about it in a minute, when this 50th anniversary tour project came up, we thought it would be nice to focus it all on 2015, bring out a new album, and celebrate this very special anniversary, not only with a new record, but also with a movie. We just had the world premiere in Berlin last weekend, the movie called Forever and a Day, and we hope we will have a movie premiere here in Paris as well very soon. And so it's a long story, but here we are in 2015, all psyched up, excited, and we feel it's a privilege that after all these years, and after this experience called Farewell Tour, it's a privilege we're still around, it's a privilege we still can play this global stage out there, and to have so many fans, and also so many young fans from the new rock audience that come to see us wherever we go. It's just fantastic and very inspiring and motivating. That was a long one.
Hi, Thomas from All Rock Station. So I have a question since 1991. You are right, Wind of Change for the fall of Wall of Berlin. How long time you make this song? And why you chose to create this song?
Can you say it again, please?
I'm sorry for my accents. I will say you are right, Wind of Change for the
Who's
Wall
talking?
of
Who's
Berlin.
talking? Who's talking? Ah, okay.
Sorry. And why you create this song for the Wall of Berlin in 1991? Wind of Change.
Yes?
How long time you have? Well, how long did you take for make this song?
How long it take to write that song?
Yes. So sorry.
Okay. I think most parts of the song were written very fast. It came very quickly, and when I played the song, like maybe 2 hours or something, I don't know. I didn't count the minutes. I can't remember actually, but it came very quick. The music and the words. And when I played the song to Rudolf and the band, everybody had a very good feeling about it. But Rudolf, I remember Rudolf was saying, there is a chorus missing. There are nice parts, but there's a chorus missing. And I think when we played it to Bruce Fairbairn in Los Angeles on that trip, he made notes of all those songs we had demos. He made notes in the book, and I remember he was writing, this could be a smash, but there's a chorus missing. And when I came back home from America, I finished that song and wrote that chorus, and yeah, and the rest is history.
Guten Abend. I'm Mark Patrick with Veteran Integral, a French website. Let's come back to your new album, if we may. Where did you get the inspiration to write it? Where was it recorded, technically speaking? And we've heard We Built This House about 10 times. Do you have some other songs on the record?
Yeah, we have a lot of songs, including some bonus tracks from the bonus album. No, actually the point was we were in a good situation by working on a bonus track album and changing it to a new album by my mother did a book for account book because my father was borrowing us money when I started the band The Scorpions. So, and my mother wanted that I, of course, pay the money back. In this case, we got some of pocket money, and the half when we had income, we had to pay back to my father. So, but this book I found by accident by cleaning my office because I was looking for some songs for the big bonus track album. And I was going by accident into the book, and I saw the book. What's that kind of book is that? And I saw this is the book for my mother. And what time it was starting? It was starting in the end of September 1965. I went to the guys downstairs in the studio, and our manager was there, and I mentioned, look here, that's the book. And oh, it's 50 years, our manager said. That's unbelievable. Next year is 50 years. I mean, you guys have to celebrate that because there's only a few people, bands who can celebrate it already. That's Stones, Who, and Beach Boys. You guys coming from Germany, if you're not celebrating this, you are stupid. Okay, we don't want to be stupid. In this case, we said, okay, look, then we have to really, you can't make a bonus track album. We can't go with a bonus track album on the 50 years anniversary tour. We have to make
a real album with new songs as well. And the good thing about the whole situation was how everything was setting up was that somehow was already in the feel of the very creative time of late 70s, 80s, because we had the vibe already in our blood by trying to changing parts of the songs, like making a new chorus from the old stuff and here and there writing new lyrics. In this case, we were already connected to this feeling. In this case, when we wrote new stuff, we wrote it in the way of what we went through by working on the Bonus Track album. In this case, we had a chance to really follow this fine line of in what kind of progress we were when we worked on this old stuff. In this case, the flavor of the old situation, Scorpions, were back, and the Swedish guys, our producers, they gave into the twist to make the sound like today. The roots from yesterday sound from today, and that was a good situation for us, because when you listen to the songs, especially Build a House, We Build a House, which is somehow, and many people telling us, it's also the story of the band. We build a house brick by brick. It's the story. We have many songs which really including the past life, like Gypsy Life, like Hard Rocking Place, and where we're talking about Gypsy Life, when we're talking about the touring thing, and why the Scorpions still standing. And I think that's a good process. Everything came together like a puzzle, and there are a lot of other songs on it. Of course, 12 songs. The decision we had to make by having 19 songs in the end, and really putting 12 songs on the album, it was really difficult. But in the end, I think we made a good mix out of 5 new songs and 6 old and 6 new songs. And I think the mix is very good, and there are a lot of other songs on it who have a very, very good rock spark, and also the ballads are there too.
Hi, Ed from Onzot Magazine. Did you choose Europe as a guest only because they are recording their new album in the same year, or is there some kind of friendship between both of you?
Because of what?
Friendship.
Friendship.
Why we choose Europe?
Yeah. I think it's a great band, you know. We just met with Joey Tempest this afternoon and did some photo sessions and promoting the tour. And it's always good to have a strong package, you know, and they are definitely also one of those legendary bands. And it feels great to have them with us in France on this tour. We know them from all the way back, but we figured out today that last time we met was in Stockholm. But this might be a pretty long time ago, right? We haven't seen each other, you know. We are busy doing our touring and our schedules, and like every other band. And you're lucky when you meet sometimes on festivals like Sweden Rock or the Hellfest or some other places. I don't know. They go on a cruise right now, or doing one of those boat cruises in America, which is also great. And we go to China for the very first time. So it's hard to meet each other, you know, when it's a big world out there.
But we noticed that they like the Scorpions very much because they did an acoustic version of Holiday. In this case, we know that they're really connected to us as well. In this case, it's great that the musical taste of when a band is going on tour, and you have also a band which really, it's a good band, kicks your ass, you have to be better. And I think that's a very important point. And it's when we met with Joey, 1 or 2 hours ago, it was already a feeling that we never, that we always in contact, and the band is still together in an old formation. He told us. I know that Chris was sometime out of the band, but they said they missed each other so much that they're now back again in the real original formation.
Hi, I'm Matt for Rock Music. Just before, you told you continue to write some new songs during the tours and the last year. So will you make a new album after the Return to Forever and after the tour?
verstanden?
Nee.
It's hard to understand because
You have to take the microphone like
the
this.
sound is it's very boomy, so it's
Sorry. So I asked, will you make a new album after the Return to Forever? And after the tour?
Ob wir noch ein neues Album machen.
well, right now we cannot think further than tomorrow, you know. It's like no predictions at this point or looking into the future, you know. All we know is we're here right now and it feels great. We're very happy with this new album and also with the movie. This weekend's been amazing and the feedback we're getting on the new record so far, it's really fantastic. And to make plans now, there's no point. I mean, last couple of months, last couple of weeks, we lost 3 of our very closest friends and managers, tour manager, you know, and we realized with all the happiness and all the energy and power, but it can be over tomorrow, you know, and so we've been through very sad times actually. Those last couple of weeks, months feel like a roller coaster of emotions, from like moments this weekend celebrating our new movie in Berlin and also going to funerals, you know, and it's been very tough when you lose close friends. It's been very, very emotional and we really miss them. And our generation of bands, from Motorhead to AC/DC, Scorpions, all those bands, at some point it will come to, this era will come to an end. You know, we are lucky that we're still here and we enjoy it and we're still full of energy and power and just enjoy life, you know. And but making plans, we know with this record we will be out there, and this year we go from Russia to America, Canada. In the fall we are back here in France, and well, it's always like marathon, you know, and you always must be ready to walk the extra mile. And right now we're healthy, we're fit, we're in physical good shape, we enjoy life, and we hope we can go in. We hope we can live this dream for quite a while, you know, and so far it's been a fantastic ride.
Hello, I'm Manda from Freedom Magazine. You said earlier that the new single reflects the 50-year history of the band. Why do you compare Scorpions to a house? Can you be more precise?
When will we come?
I said the first single reflects the history of the band. Can you be more precise? Why do you compare Scorpions to a house?
Oh, okay. Because in the lyrics it says, we built this house on a rock, you know, so it's not just a house, it's a very special house, and I think it's a good picture because we've been building our career like step by step, brick by brick, and making it like a solid house standing on a rock, facing many storms in those past 40, 50 years, you know, going through highs and lows and facing punk music, facing or surviving alternative, surviving the 90s, you know, where alternative and grunge ruled and dominated the world, you know, so where every classic rock band was yesterday's news, and you had to be very strong to go through this and fight your way through. And it showed also and it proved that the philosophy of friendship in a band like Scorpions, especially when life is not glamorous, when it's not all good, then it proves how good you are, how strong your friendship is, and that you can go together. Okay, it's tough times, but we will see there's light in the tunnel, and we can make it again. We go all the way to the top because we're strong enough, we believe in it, but you only can do it when you have this kind of band, when you have a chemistry, friendship and teamwork. And we always believed in that, and that's why we thought we built this house on a rock, you know, it's a solid thing, after all these years, we're still standing. We're still standing strong, maybe stronger than ever, you know. And that feels really good. And that's better than Gold Awards. But of course, we're at Sony Music. We're looking forward to the next Gold Award as well, you know. But what I want to say is this kind of friendship and this kind of passion, and this is our life. And this inspiration, being inspired by all these great bands, the Stones, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, all these amazing bands, when we heard them in the 60s, they inspired us, and this inspiration we carry through all our lives, you know. It's still there. When we write music, you know, we enjoy what we're doing, and it's even better when you get such a feedback, and it's even better when the feedback comes also from a young audience. And sometimes you're on stage and it's like looking down, all those kids going crazy, and you go, it's about us? You come to see us? Really? It's hard to believe, you know? I mean, I'm not Elvis, 20 years old, you know, we're all getting older, you know, but still it seems like they're looking for some real emotions, they're looking for something that you won't find on the internet, you know, that you will not find on your computer or your laptop, you know. They see the Scorpions on YouTube, they see us live on YouTube, and they say they like it or they don't like it, but if they like it, they come with their friends to rock with a band like the Scorpions and go home filled with emotions and say, yes, I really feel good tonight because this gave me something, whatever that is, you know. And we are out there and we try to give it every night.
Nowadays there are many parallel projects around Scorpions family. I think about Michael, Francis and Herman playing Scorpion songs on stage, many Scorpion songs. There is a studio album of Herman that have released cover songs, and there is Ollie John Rhodes that played the first 4 albums. Do you accept that? Are you happy about that? Do they have the right to do that?
Absolutely.
I tell you one thing, we don't think about right or wrong. You know, if they have the feeling that they want to do something with history, and I mean, now you can see by Uli especially also that he left the band and he wants to do his own projects and he wants to do his own way of seeing things, you know, going back now, appreciate this time when he was playing with the Scorpions. It's a great sign, because you could see that his work with the Scorpions was maybe the best thing he did in his life, because somehow the chemistry was great, we inspired each other, and somehow the inspiration was working. And you know, even when Eddie Van Halen goes and said, Catch a Train was the best song ever I heard. So in this case, it was something in there. And when my brother is doing something with the Scorpions history or Herman, okay, you know, they're part of the whole band, and when they feel strongly to do something with the songs, let them do. You know, there's enough space in our days for people, and you know, it would be terrible, and also puts up a war between people. I sue you because you played a song, and I give you the permission. That's not good. Let them do, and we're happy that they're still alive, that they're playing the songs, whatever reason it is. They will have a reason, and you know, hopefully, after you telling me, I know I got one song from Uli, from Metal Hammer, Catch a Train, but I haven't heard it yet. But after I getting this information, I will maybe go through all the kind of songs from Michael to Uli to Herman to see what they did with it. Would be interesting.
Hi, it's Thorsten. In German, as you can hear, but I ask in English. My question is, Ein Rock Concert is a French website, and my question is, it's been 50 years now. You look back over many years. There have been up and downs in your career. Are there any regrets you have, or would you start it all again the same way if you had the chance to?
I think we would, you know, because I mean it's always connected with the time you live and the way we grew up. We were inspired by the best music around. You know, I hope the kids today, they're getting inspired to become musicians by this kind of quality of music and those artists were outstanding. You know, I doubt it that anybody can compare like the first wave of Stones, Beatles, Who, Kings, and all those great bands in the 60s. I mean, there are other artists today, hopefully the young generation, they will feel the same way, you know. But that was just a moment in time, so would we do it again? Yes, of course, and because of the fact that we had a chance to find ourselves, to grow into this, you know, to be a singer, to be a guitar player, to have a band, to play concerts. We had a chance to grow, play small places, small clubs, and always with the same passion and energy and thinking, even if it's a small room like this, okay, we pay for you now, then we better be good, you know, you have to do it and connect with everybody, you know, which is not easy. By the way, it's much easier to perform in front of thousands of people. The smaller it gets, the more intimate it is, and therefore much more difficult in a way, you know. But we had the time to learn and to grow and to find our own expression. What today people feel this is a typical Scorpions song, you know. This is exactly what we had to find, you know. But therefore, I think we would do it again the same way, because the philosophy was very good, it was healthy, to grow and to find the right chemistry in a band and all that. We saw many great bands in the early days with little success, but they were celebrating like they rocked the world, and they split up and broke up because of their super egos, you know. And we were always, for us, friendship, teamwork, and we go through this together. This is until this day, it's part of the longevity of the band, that we made it, that we have a chance to celebrate 50 years. We still can't believe it, you know. But since this gentleman started the band in 65, so it still comes hardly over my lips, but Rudolf started the band in 65, and that's the way it is, and it's great. I mean, thanks to his mother.
Dernière question, last question.
Hi, Antoine from Mayon. Do you think there is one successor on the young generation? Which one? A successor to Scorpions on the young generation.
If you see young Scorpions,
Yeah.
if we see young Scorpions, I mean, at least there are a few cover bands around, a few tribute bands around the world, a few places. And some of them are really amazing. I mean, they call like In Trance or Stingers, you know, but they Blackout. They are tribute bands, and some of them do a brilliant job. You know, it's hard to figure out, is this a Scorpions or is this young band called Blackout? You know, so they are very talented musicians out there. But so, what would be the formula for a new band? Like a new Scorpions, what could that be? You know, it's got to be a hard rocking band, and it's got to be a band who would be a master of the slow. I think, you know. I think every generation will find his heroes, you know, and this is always like like in the circle of life. You know, and there probably will be a band where you go, wow, they sound a little bit like the Scorpions, you know. Might be, it would be wonderful.
I think the young Scorpions are possible, you know why? Because everything is connected to the time. You know, we are the Scorpions because we were growing up in the time after the war, the wall, and so in this case, the music was influenced with all this kind of connection to the Stones, Beatles,
to the changing of the political situation by the breaking down the wall, and then. So in this case, there is no other scorpions. There can be only Kammerband scorpions. And if somebody else starting a band, they have to find their own way. Because whatever you build up, the time reflects the build up. So that is maybe a band we maybe connected to the philosophy of the scorpions. That is possible, but not new scorpions.
That's true. I mean, when we grew up, Rudolf wanted to be the Stones, and I wanted to be the Beatles, you know, and it turned out we became Scorpions.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.